Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start this video off saying that time heals all wounds. And we're talking about the Charizard UPC. So whenever I bought mine, I considered this one of my worst investments ever. And I was gun-ho about these. I paid $120, and this was the only time I've ever seen this happen. Where where there's like a scalper and they want to buy this stuff at 120 because a bunch of people did, and they actually had lost their asses. I mean, I know there's other times when people lose their asses, but they had dropped to $80, and I just didn't buy anymore, and I didn't sell anymore. When they hit 80, which was so dumb. I should have bought a shitload more. But you could have bought a sealed case right here for under 400, like for like 350. The prices of these now, $1,400 and selling, which is just absolutely insane. That if you believed in them, you made a killing. So it just shows, that over time, man, it just gradually goes up. That's why I tell everyone not to get so emotional about this shit, because it doesn't matter who owns product. The prices just slowly go up over time when less of it exists. Like, you can't really be mad at anyone for it. Yeah, that's why I say, like, I'm not really mad at anyone for what happens to Pokemon, because like, no one person can control what happens in the market. It's just like a natural progression up as someone holds on to something longer. Like it's an interesting type of investment that people can enjoy, and it's normal. So it's just weird to see people put a bunch of hate into the hobby like that. Even though we're all not a big fan of the scalping system, but it's still just like you know just why be like that. Anyway, but yeah, so it shows that time heals all wounds. Even when you're investing and you see a product drop and you may have paid in at some of the all-time highs, if you just wait it out, you'll probably be good. Like the longer you wait, the better it just becomes. And that happened, like I said, with what I thought was one of my worst investments ever being one of my best. And not one of my best, but definitely a good investment. And, I don't know why we all didn't see. And I mean, I don't think it's too late now to still see the potential in these at the $300 price point. I was saying to buy them at $250, but I still think these will be an $800 UPC at some point. Because, yeah, I mean, they really are getting harder to find, I guess, now. I mean, so it is what it is, and they were just really cool ass boxes. The ad made them look cooler than what they actually were. They were supposed to be like all blacked out, so they came like white. I don't know. The box just looked better when they were first advertising it, but it's still a heavy duty built box. It's actually built better than the 151 UPCs. So, yeah, and Sword and Shield Air stuff is just getting more expensive. But, it's just kind of where things are, is, like even this, like Twilight Masquerade. I hated to buy this at 145. And it's just like now you're looking at like it's $200 box. People think it's gonna hit, threes to fours, and it's just like, yeah, I mean it probably could. To be totally honest. I mean things are wild, so it really doesn't matter what you buy. For the most part when it comes to sealed. It's just like over time, even if it dips a little bit, you just ride the wave out, and just hold on to it and be patient, and it eventually goes back up. So, it's a wild ride, but sometimes you just have to be patient and not really give a fuck what happens to prices and just buy a product because you actually like it. Oh my God, I know that sounds, terrible, but, to buy something because you actually enjoy the box, and really want to own one. And you think it might be the last time you'll ever find it, and that's the fun part of Pokemon. Like I remember buying this, I didn't even really like the Pokemon in the set. I just love the box, and I really wanted to do one of every Sun and Moon era box, and I felt like, the prices were slipping away at 500, and turns out I was right, you know, like this is now way more than that. So it just goes to show. Ooh, I almost dropped it. Patience is key. You know, like the more patient you are, the more money you're gonna make at Pokemon. And that's just how it is. You know, like the more patient and longer you're down to tie your money up, the better you're gonna do. You know. And Evolving Skies is a perfect demonstration of that. That if you wait 10 years from now, like this box is probably going to be, you know, $100,000 box. It'll probably be something crazy, ridiculous, expensive compared to now. So it's just the longer you wait, the less and less is in existence. And that's kind of where we're at, you know. Like this stuff was everywhere. None of this was hard to find, you know. And now it's just completely different times, you know, and things change just like that. And yeah, you know, like these go from you couldn't give them away to now like anyone would buy them for 300. So yeah, it's just wild how that works out. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, but yeah, it's just a video saying that like even if you feel like you did dumb on an investment, if you just wait it out, and especially if it's sealed, time will help you out. And yeah, it's pretty much your best friend, you know, to just wait and be patient. You know, like I said, like Rome wasn't built in one day, so things just take time. Sometimes you gotta buy something and be the only person that buys it, and be that boring person that holds on to it forever, even though it's not going up hardly at all. And you know, eventually, it blows your mind. You know, like it just is how it is. Anyway, that's everything for this video, though. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we're out.